Irresponsible mortgage lending during the Celtic Tiger period resulted in the collapse of the Irish banking system in 2007. This occurred prior to the 2008 global financial crisis. Ireland was therefore smashed with the triple whammy of a building boom, followed by its own domestic property market bust and a subsequent global recession. Families and investors in Ireland took out loans at record high loan-to-value ratios, or LVRs, often as high as 100%, i.e. with no deposit required at all. Sadly, banks often provided 110 and even 120% LVR mortgages, saying, "Here's $350,000 for the house, and while you're at it, take an extra $70,000 to buy new furniture, appliances, and a Mercedes." Little did the borrower know they'd soon be sleeping in said Mercedes after a tsunami of foreclosures inundated the nation. Unsurprisingly, this caused one of the most overvalued housing markets in history, and it wasn't just houses. Shopping malls, apartment buildings, and industrial and office parks were also built at a staggering rate. Combined with the poor quality of construction, the absence of supporting infrastructure, and the shockingly inappropriate locations for many of the developments, assets saw 65% drops in their asking prices. Many new owners were left in a catastrophic state of negative equity. Suicide and substance abuse were not uncommon among owners and developers. The mass exodus of foreign construction workers, coupled with the flight of tens of thousands of Irish nationals seeking work overseas, resulted in a nationwide economic collapse. Perhaps the most extreme example is Carraglass Manor in County Longford. It is here that Jane Austen once lived, where the owner Thomas Lefroy inspired the character of Mr. Darcy in Pride and Prejudice. The 660-acre estate continues to languish today as it falls into disrepair. A €160 million hotel, pro-PGA designed golf course, and 2 housing developments were planned for the grounds and were substantially built before construction was abandoned. The site's value dropped by more than 99% when it was sold in 2014 for a mere $1.4 million, less than the market value for agricultural land. Perhaps this reflects the cost of cleaning up the more than 100 derelict houses, the hotel, and sand traps dotting the site, a process yet to commence. Due to global sand shortages, in a shocking twist, the most valuable asset held by the current owner is undoubtedly the high-quality grains used in building the golf course's sand traps. A handful of new residents recently moved in during the summer months in the form of a grazing herd of sheep. It is now more than 13 years since the collapse of the Celtic Tiger, and Ireland is still feeling the after effects in the form of a widening gap between landlords and renters. This divide has only been exacerbated by COVID-19, as well as a number of other factors, many of which stem from governmental, banking, and planning policies brought in to avoid future building booms and real estate speculation. The painful irony here is that these protective policies have in fact helped cause a nationwide housing crisis. Where once there were too many houses, there are now too few, especially in the right places.